What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Disc Golf Nerd Plastic Podcast. In this episode, I wanted to talk about Next Generation Disc Golf. The Next Generation Tour is an amateur tour run in a very professional manner. It is essentially trying to be kind of like a minor leagues to professional disc golf, where you can learn how to be a professional player and have that high-level tournament experience as an amateur, and either just have that experience because you love the game and you want to compete at that level and have a very organized, well-run event to compete at, or if you're an amateur who has aspirations of becoming the next pro player, this is a great way for you to kind of work your way towards being the next open pro out there on the road and competing with the world's best. So the Next Generation Tour is a new sponsor here for the Disc Golf Nerd channel. I'll be working with them to review various discs as they come out. I am just about ready to review the Gladiator. I was actually ready to post a review on that one, but after doing the Explorer and the Ballista Pro and including flight footage in those, I wanted to try to make sure I can do that for all of my reviews going forward. That's the plan for right now. It's definitely creating some problems, though, and kind of puts me a little bit behind schedule because I need throwers to use to film and stuff like that. So I have to kind of bring in some outside help, which makes it a little bit more difficult to get the reviews done in a timely manner. But anyway, I'm ready to review the Gladiator as I always did. I'm just looking to get flight footage to make the reviews that much more informative, so you guys can see what the disc flies like. That's something that a lot of people have given me feedback on over the years, and even though I've kind of been doing reviews longer than anybody, and I kind of formed my own style before it was a thing to do a disc review where you had flight footage and all that stuff, and I stuck with that for a long time. But I'm looking to evolve the content, make sure that flight footage is in there, so hopefully we'll get some good shots of the Gladiator flying tomorrow out at Buxton Woods, and then I will be able to put that review out sometime next week. That was part of the Players Pack for last year. The other disc was a recycled anchor. The Opto anchor is already reviewed here on my channel. It's also in my bag. It's a great disc, really consistent, overstable mid-range. It's not unthrowable overstable, like you can still get a good flight out of it, but it's really consistent in the wind and just a great disc. The Gladiator is feeling very similar to that, where it's not so overstable that you can't get it to fly. I need to throw it hard and commit to it to get it to get distance, but it will push forward. Even though it's kind of sweeping left with that overstability, I can still get good distance out of the speed and the glide of that disc. Very comfortable feel in the hand. Gladiator was designed by Dave Feldberg and Thomas Ekstrom from Latitude, and it's a solid mold for sure. So I'm bagging that one. Look for the full review on that as well. Also, if you guys follow Next Generation Disc Golf on Instagram or Facebook, you would have potentially already seen the video that Dave Feldberg put out talking about the Players Pack for this year. If you did see that video, you also saw Dave mention me, since I am working with them to provide reviews. That was a total shock. A real trip to hear Dave Feldberg mention this channel was just really wild. I was sitting at work drinking a cup of coffee, and I was like, oh, I should watch this. I should definitely share it. And clicking through it, even though I knew what the Players Pack was already because I saw some other posts about it. Dave's talking about the Players Pack disc, which we'll talk about in 1 second here. But all of a sudden, the words "Disc Golf Nerd" came out of his mouth, and I was just completely shocked. It's like, whoa, I know I'm working with them and stuff, but just to hear Dave say the name of my little channel here, something that I built from one in the bag video on a digital still camera that somehow took horrible videos, and was able to kind of continue pushing it to where I am now, working with various people in the disc golf community and providing content. It's pretty interesting, and it was a total trip, very surreal, and very cool as well. I think I watched it like 3 times. Like, he really did just say that, right? Okay, awesome. Well, so the Players Pack that he announced in that video for the 2018 Next Gen Tour is a Moonshine Burst Seric. The Seric is an overmold putter. It has, I believe, like a Goldline Burst flight plate, and the overmold is Moonshine. So that's going to be really interesting to see how those fly, how they look. They look great, and I'll have to test how well they glow and all that stuff and report back with all of that in a full review coming up soon. Once I get those and start testing them up, I'm going to push those right to the front of the line, test that Seric, get some shots of it flying right away, and get that review out to you guys as soon as possible, because The registration for local qualifiers is for a lot of events is open now. A couple of events that I know of just locally have already taken place. I'm sure many others have as well, but still a lot on the calendar for you to get out there and experience the Next Generation Tour for yourself. And I believe you have to sign up a little bit in advance, like 2 weeks in advance, to completely guarantee that you're getting the Players Pack. The other disc is a Ballista Pro in the Gold Line Burst as well. I already have a full review out on the Ballista Pro, so if you're interested in the flight of that disc and the rim design and all that stuff, go check out my review right now of the Ballista Pro. I'm unlikely to do a complete separate review for it, just in a different plastic type, because I already have the Opto review out there, so you can just go check that out. But I will do a full unboxing for the Players Pack plastic when it gets here, so you can take a look. And I will also talk about any differences in feel or flight that I noticed in testing the Ballista Pro, probably somewhere in the Sarek review for the Players Pack kind of overall. So yeah, look forward to that stuff. If you're interested in the plastic coming out for this season, let's talk about the tour overall. I mentioned Dave Feldberg a few times. It's kind of his tour. It's kind of his idea. He runs it alongside Cynthia Whitaker, who does a lot of the artwork for the tour, including the stamp of the Gladiator you're going to see on my channel, and the stamps for the new Players Pack discs. Synergy Art, I believe, is her artwork company, so check that out as well. But they wanted to kind of put together an amateur tour that would be a very nice transition into the professional tour, like the Disc Golf Pro Tour, the National Tour, etc., where you can kind of have that feel as an amateur and either kind of work towards becoming the next pro, or also it's just a great option if you're an amateur player, you don't have any aspirations of trying to become the next world champion or whatever. You really just want to get out there and compete and play at a very organized professional style event where you get a solid Players Pack. It's PDGA sanctioned. There's multiple divisions this season as well, which I think is great. And you just want to have that as an experience as a golfer. You just want to go compete with other people in your skill level, and you're not really trying to work towards becoming an open pro. That is also a totally viable and really solid reason to go play a Next Generation event, is just to be able to compete and have that feel, even if you're not necessarily skilled enough to ever kind of work towards becoming a top professional player. Like me, I mean, that's probably what I would do it for. I don't ever see myself being an open pro out there playing professional events, but I'm definitely interested in playing the Next Gen Tour to kind of have almost like a fantasy experience where you get out there and play a great event and that's run in a very professional manner, but you're not just getting smoked out there by these amazing players that are out there in the open ranks. So let's take a look at some of the other information. If you're looking for any of the details on this stuff, whether it's where to find local qualifiers or just basic information about the tour and the regional championships, details and all that kind of stuff, just go to nextgendiscgolf.com, NEXTGEN discgolf.com. You can find all that information. Okay, so reading from the website now, the Next Gen qualifiers are fun, entry-level tournaments for all levels of disc golf. They are PDGA sanctioned, however. You do not need to be a registered PDGA member to participate, nor do you have to pay a fee. So if you are a PDGA member or not, you can play in these events. There are 3 different ratings-based divisions, which we'll go over in just a second, creating a competitive environment for beginners all the way up to amateurs aspiring to become professionals. Top finishers in each division are invited to compete in the Next Gen Regional Championships. So, 3 different divisions. The Gladiators division is similar to PDGA Blue ratings division, open to all competitors with PDGA rating 935 or higher. The Knights division, similar to PDGA White division, 900 to 935 rating. And then sub 900 rated, you'll be in the Saints division. Competitors without a current PDGA player rating may select their division when registering for a qualifier tournament. So yeah, if you're unrated, you can play in whatever division you want. You can go up there and play with the Gladiators and battle it out, play with better players. That's another cool thing about this, is that you can try to play with some better players if you've only ever done casual rounds or maybe some leagues or like a random dubs or something like that. This could be a good way for you to get out there and play with some better players a little bit above you and learn from those players, because you're going to learn a lot by playing with people who are better than you. You'll see lines that you didn't think about. I feel like I play better with better players. I feel like I have more pressure when I'm playing with people that I should beat than when I'm just playing with people that are above my skill level or closer to it. I feel like I compete a little better in those situations personally, but your mileage may vary there. But if you don't have a rating, you can pick whatever division you want to play in, so that's cool. Here's a quote from Dave on the About part of the website. Next Generation Disc Golf is about giving back to the sport. Being a touring pro has been the adventure of my life, and creating the opportunity for more players to enjoy what I found shares not only the experience but has a compounding inspiration on the dreams of all young up-and-coming disc golfers. So yeah, he's basically just trying to let you guys have that same kind of feel where you can play these great events, even if you're an amateur and not necessarily a high-level open pro. So let's talk about some other aspects of the tour here. They are also doing the Next Gen Virtual Challenge. If you would like to compete on a national level from the comfort of your local course, try the Next Gen Virtual Challenge. When you register for a Next Gen qualifier, the average PDGA ratings of both qualifier rounds will be ranked against all other Virtual Challenge competitors in your division. Play locally and see how you rank nationally. So that's kind of cool. Beyond the qualifiers, you get into the regional championships. If you qualify and are invited to the Next Gen Regional Championships, the pressure will rise and the prizes will get bigger. The regional championships provide an opportunity for player development and a way to prepare for professional competitive disc golf. The PDGA-sanctioned B tiers will host the 3 next-gen ratings-based divisions. Top finishing competitors qualify for invitations to the next-gen national championship. Once you do well at your local qualifier, you get into the regional championships. If you are able to do well there as well, you can then move on to the national championships. If you get into the national championships, there's definitely going to be some great prizes, including 1 grand prize. So it says the cream of the crop from each region are invited to the world-renowned Fountain Hills Disc Golf Course in Arizona for the Next Gen National Championships. Aspiring professional disc golfers battle for a chance to win the grand prize of a car, a brand new car, and punch their ticket to the Disc Golf Pro Tour. They are put to the test competing against top amateurs from across the country in a very high-stakes, pressure cooker, professional-style elimination tournament for a chance to win the grand prize car and get a chance to play in the Disc Golf Pro Tour. So that's pretty awesome. It's going to be super exciting. That was broadcast live last year. It was a great battle. A lot of great golf played out there at Fountain Hills. It is a very recognizable course, very famous for the Memorial Championships, which is one of the big events every year, and it's going to be super exciting. So if you play well throughout your qualifiers, you can make it there, have a chance to walk away with a brand new car, and lots of other tremendous prizes, I'm sure, from all the different partners and sponsors of the tour. So that's it for this episode. I just wanted to give you guys a quick idea of what to expect from the Next Gen Tour and kind of formally announce that I'm working with them to my viewership. So stay tuned for full reviews of the player pack discs, both the Gladiator from last year and also both discs from this year, as we talked about earlier. Go to nextgendiscgolf.com to look for your local qualifier and get in on the action for yourself. Thanks for listening. I'll check you all very soon. Cheers.